So the future of The Chosen is quite interesting from the point of view of like, okay, we got these 7 seasons from The Chosen itself, but we're also working on a bunch of other projects and behind the scenes. You know, we've got the reaction to The Chosen from the Gen Z kids, right? We've got the documentary of Jonathan and Jesus, which obviously has done very well and succeeded on its own. Then we've got some other projects that Dallas has worked on the side, such as the Christmas movie that's coming out this year. And so is The Chosen going to be working on other projects moving forward? What is that going to look like? How is this going to work? Well, let's talk about that in this video today. First off, let's talk about ChosenCon, because they gave us a pretty big sneak peek as to what we can expect from The Chosen moving forward. So let's look at this first.
Welcome, Chosen Insiders!
So, of course, this is from last year. It's going to look a little bit different probably this year as we move into ChosenCon. However, there are some interesting things in this little teaser that kind of bring us to understanding maybe there could be something special coming up for The Chosen.
Dallas Jenkins, give it up for him, everybody!
Oh my goodness!
We have a lot that's going to happen with the cast and the crew.
This was a ton of fun, by the way. I loved ChosenCon. If you can go, definitely go. But of course, we'll have a bunch of videos and stuff kind of recapping and showing you what was going on during ChosenCon as well.
We've got tons of surprises, big announcements, giveaways,
And we're all here for one.
All right, so this is where we want to kind of stick here. First of all, we're going to get a sneak peek of Season 5, so our first look at Season 5. I assume this is going to be where the trailer is going to be released, and then whenever the ChosenCon is over, then we'll actually get the trailer released to the public. That's kind of how they did it last year. Then also, we get a sneak peek of a brand new project. This could be really, really interesting. And this is kind of where we're going to stick on for this video for a second, because I want to theorize what this brand new project could be. Now, last year, they introduced a brand new project as well. This is something that we actually knew about for a long time ahead of time, because we had actually seen the first episode of Jonathan and Jesus during our shooting in Utah, many months before. And so, it was a really, really great opportunity for us to see what was coming up and to see Jonathan and Jesus and everything going on with that. However, they announced it at ChosenCon later in the year. So there's a couple of different things that I'm thinking about for this brand new project that they've announced during this kind of teaser for ChosenCon 2024. First off, it could be another small project like we've seen for Jonathan and Jesus. Not that that was a small project, but it's not a show like The Chosen, right? It's not a movie like we're seeing there. I think there's a few things that they're kind of teasing here, but it could be something like that. Could be a documentary about the cast. It could be a documentary about filming Season 5. It could be something else around that kind of feeling, right? At a lot of these big events like we've seen all the way back to the Feeding of the 5,000, for example, they've always announced sort of some project like this. So, for example, the Chosen and the Gen Z project, or Jonathan and Jesus, both of these things are announced at bigger events for The Chosen in general, right? This is probably the most likely outcome when they're talking about a brand new project. This is probably something that we should be expecting to see. However, there are some theories of what The Chosen could be working on as they further kind of going on into the future of what The Chosen company itself is going to do. The Chosen has grown so big. I don't think that Dallas's plan is to create 7 seasons, grow this company as big as it's gotten, and then just abandon it and leave it alone, right? I think the goal is to move on to more and more shows as they go further. And I don't think that The Chosen, for example, is going to go through Season 7 and then take a year-long break and then get back to making more shows. I think there are other things that are going to be happening continuing on throughout the years. I don't think The Chosen is going to take that long of a break, a 2-year break, and then and not come back for that long. I think the company itself needs to be able to run, needs to be able to do more things throughout that time as well. Whether that is Dallas directing things, I don't know. Maybe someone else steps into the director role, maybe someone else steps in and fits into some of these other pieces, but The Chosen company is able to make more shows aligned with The Chosen itself, right? One of the reasons that I think this is because of the infrastructure, specifically of the Chosen app. I will be the first one to tell you the Chosen app for me is quite frustrating at times. There's a lot of things that sometimes just don't work. You'll try to update it and it'll just break the app completely. The website for the app is not very good in my opinion. There are a lot of things that just break on the website and don't really work quite as well as they need to. Although you can go there and watch the show for free, which is great, right? On the app, though, whenever you design an app, there are certain things that happen, right? There's certain things that you do in order to plan for the future. And for example, on the Chosen app itself, if you go to the menu, you can actually see that here. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this episode right here and want to see more videos just like this, the best way to help support us is by going to snipesupport.com. For $5, $10, or $25 a month, you can help us to continue making videos like this and not have to worry about the YouTube algorithm and have to cater towards specific types of videos. It really helps us to continue to make the videos that we want to make and that you want to see. So anyway, if you want to support us, head over there to snipesupport.com and let's get back to the video. If you go to the menu, you can actually see that here, the Chosen is actually part of the menu. This is a strange thing, right? Because the app is called the Chosen app. Why would you, in the menu, why would you ever need to have a clickable button, right, to the left of the menu that is choosing the Chosen versus other things that could be on the app, right? This is a weird thing, unless they're planning to launch a new IP later on this year, which makes a lot of sense to me, right? It's a possibility. I don't think it's a very big possibility, but I'll say it is a possibility that the Chosen could be about to launch a new IP. And I think there are two main things that I think the Chosen could do moving on in the future. The first one that I am less excited about, we'll start there, would be a David series. I think this is a very good possibility as one of the two things that they could be starting. We've seen a lot of King David within the Chosen itself, and they've been kind of prepping us to see more and more of him. So it's a possibility that they could use some of the same actors and actresses. They could use, obviously the cast and crew from the Chosen and different things to create a David show. One of the reasons why I don't think this is going to be the case, or why I'm a little bit less excited about it, is because there are already some other David shows that are being put into motion that look pretty promising. For example, John Irwin, I think that's his name. If I'm wrong about that, I'm sorry. John Irwin, the one who actually helped and directed Jesus Revolution, for example, and I believe I Can Only Imagine, I believe that as well. He is the one that has worked on a lot of different Christian stuff recently in terms of feature-length movies and things like that. And he is actually heading up a David show called House of David. And this looks really good. I mean, they have like really top level actors and actresses. They have a really, really big budget. And so it's looking like it's going to be a really high tier Christian show. I'm just really hoping the writing is good on that. So because that show's coming out, we also have the animated David show that's coming out. There's a bunch of stuff around David right now that maybe it's not the best time for the Chosen to work on that right now. Maybe they should save that till the future. I'm not sure. Now, the secondary idea, of course, is the book of Acts. However, I don't really see this being worked on either until they're done with the Chosen, or at least moving into the very end of the Chosen, because the timelines would be too close together. You would be using a lot of the same actors and actresses. You'd be kind of overlapping timelines in some areas where they would have flashbacks or flash forwards or different things like that within the last few seasons of the Chosen. And of course, season 7 of The Chosen is going to be the resurrection as well as the beginning of the early church. So, I don't know. I have some questions there as well. But what do you guys think? What do you think that this new project could be? I think they're probably overselling it a little bit, and this is going to be something that's going to be cool. It's going to be part of The Chosen, but it's not going to be a brand new IP, would be my guess. I really hope that it is. I really, really hope that it is. But my guess is that it's not going to be a brand new IP. And so we'll see. We'll kind of see where it lands. One thing as well that's kind of keeping me from jumping on the brand new show idea is that Dallas, in his contract at least, has told us that he is not allowed to work on any other shows other than The Chosen for the foreseeable future. Until The Chosen is done, basically. The only exception to that rule was the Christmas show that he just finished up this year and is coming out in November. So that is the only exception to kind of what he's been tasked with, what his contract says. And he said that right around the time that when he was shooting the Christmas show, because we were wondering, is he going to go off and do other projects or do different things? And he answered that question specifically, that in his contract he is only allowed to work on the Chosen until the Chosen is done. So I wonder if that means he's only allowed to work on the Chosen company's products, or if he's allowed to only work on the show The Chosen and nothing else. So I don't know. We'll see. ChosenCon, of course, is coming up very soon. It's only about a month and a half away at this point. So if you're living in the future and you're watching this video, let me know what happened there. Was I right? Was I wrong? What is kind of going on with this whole thing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your ideas and your theories. As always, we're a big community of sleuths here. So let me know. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.